have plunged us headfirst into a bear market. According to one strategist, if tomorrow the S&P 500 falls more than 4% for the third day in a row, it'll be for the first time since the Great Depression. All courtesy of the guy who pretended that he felt your pain when he was talking about the price of eggs being $1 higher. Thank God we believe the eggs guy, huh? Now, let's get to the heart of this issue. Donald Trump's incessant claims that other countries are ripping us off because of trade imbalances. I don't know where he got this idea, but he is a moron. A trade imbalance does not mean that we're getting ripped off. It means that we are importing more than we export because Americans want more of those imports than foreign countries need of what we're selling. For example, Madagascar produces 80% of the world's vanilla. We don't produce vanilla here in the United States, and so we need it. We need to import it. Trump imposed a 47% tariff on Madagascar because they don't import as much from America as we import from them. Madagascar is one of the poorest countries in the world. What goods are we producing here that Madagascar is going to be able to afford to balance that deficit? And so now we either won't have vanilla or it'll just be more expensive. All because we're mad that Madagascar isn't randomly importing expensive American goods? And beyond that, who cares if there's a trade imbalance? That's not a bad thing. It just means that we need more of their goods. Why are we punishing foreign countries for selling us what we need? Is the United States suddenly going to become a vanilla producing country overnight? Like, what are we even doing here? Trump is an idiot who thinks that trade imbalances are bad when they are not. It's just a trade imbalance. We import what we need, they import what they need. The notion that one of the poorest countries in the world with a population of 30 million, as is the case in Madagascar, needs to import as much as the richest country in the world with 350 million people is so aggressively backwards and uninformed that this guy would fail out of an Econ 101 class if he tried defending it on paper. And so now, Trump has to pretend, and let's be clear, he is pretending that everyone is on board.
Sir, have you talked to any tech leaders over the weekend about the tariffs?
Yeah, I talked to the biggest in the world. I talked to the biggest of them all, many of them. But I've talked to, I would say 4 or 5 that are considered the biggest. They don't, you know what they said? We don't blame you.
Who did you talk to?
I don't want to say. I'll put it out. I may give it to you.
NVIDIA CEO?
I have to find out if they mind. You know, I don't know if that was a confidential call or not, but we had 5 or 6.
We talked to the biggest tech leaders. You've never seen so much unanimity. Everybody agreed with me. Oh, who did I talk to? Oh, well, let's not discuss that part. This is the exact energy of the kid who comes into school bragging about his really hot supermodel girlfriend, but you guys don't know her because she lives in Canada. Of course, there are no tech people on board with this because it is insane. Voluntarily ushering in a recession is not going to help people in tech or any other sector because destroying the US economy over a mistaken understanding of trade is bad for literally everyone, except, of course, in Donald Trump's addled mind. And yet, Trump is so deluded that he still thinks this is some master plan and that every foreign country is running to the negotiating table. In reality, this is the headline that he's pretending doesn't exist. European Union agrees on first set of US tariff countermeasures. They're not laying down. They are fighting back. And what's worse, it's not just the European Union. Japan and South Korea are now negotiating trade deals with China. In other words, Trump claims to want to help the US remain dominant on the world stage amid an ascendant China, and yet he is quite literally driving the rest of the world into China's hands. Amid the news that the EU is negotiating countermeasures, Trump took to Truth Social to traffic in some more delusion, writing, "We have massive financial deficits with China, the European Union, and many others. The only way this problem can be cured is with tariffs, which are now bringing tens of billions of dollars into the USA. They are already in effect and a beautiful thing to behold. The surplus with these countries has grown during the presidency of sleepy Joe Biden. We're going to reverse it and reverse it quickly. Someday people will realize that tariffs for the United States of America are a very beautiful thing." Okay, let's get one thing clear here. When Donald Trump says that he's bringing in trillions of dollars from tariffs, that is a tax on Americans. That is money that Americans are paying. Tariffs are a tax on the consumer, not on foreign countries. Also, surprise, surprise, he found a way to attack Joe Biden. You know, the guy who oversaw the strongest economy in the world, the addition of 16 million jobs, a record high stock market, 800,000 new manufacturing jobs, and 21st century clean energy manufacturing and repatriation. Yeah, apparently that guy was terrible for America, but this guy, you know, the one who just unilaterally crashed the American economy, he's great. Are you convinced yet? So look, I wish that I can say that it was going to get better before it gets worse, but it won't. Because Trump views any backtracking as weakness, as capitulation. And so instead, he's going to double and triple and quadruple down because he would rather our economy get destroyed than risk his fragile ego. I hope that everybody who voted for Donald Trump is looking at this and recognizing what happens when Republicans take control. Just like George H.W. Bush ushered in a recession that was cleaned up by Clinton, just like George W. Bush ushered in a recession that was cleaned up by Obama, just like Trump ushered in a recession that was cleaned up by Biden, these people cosplay as economic masterminds when in reality they are bumbling morons who crash our economy every fucking time they take control. Hopefully this is enough proof that there is no actual relationship between Republican branding and Republican governing. Before you go, first, if you enjoyed this content and you want to see more and support independent media, please subscribe to this channel. The subscribe button will be right here on the screen. But second, the reality is that we're now in a political environment where this administration can lean on any of the social media platforms to suppress certain voices if they don't like critical coverage. That means my longevity here is in the hands of a few tech billionaires who are already making it clear that they're willing to cater to this White House. To that end, signing up for my newsletter is a great way for me to be able to reach you directly if that ever becomes necessary. I'll put the link on the screen as well, so please sign up. It's completely free, but there's also an option to do a paid subscription if you'd like to support my work. I really appreciate it. Thanks so much for watching.